Welcome everyone to part 2 of the Chi Jungle Educational. In this segment, I will pull up a replay of a game I played recently, and I'm going to explain decision making and movements that I made throughout the match. Now, as always, I would greatly appreciate it if you like the content to smash that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. Let's go ahead and get started here with the video. So I have a replay here picked out for you guys. And in this replay, we can kind of build upon the part 1 educational here for the Chi Jungle. And we can kind of showcase to you the power that the Chi can bring to the table here for our team in Heroes of Newerth. So we'll go ahead and we will fast forward through the replay. Fast forward through the pick screen here. Throw this on faster speed. I don't want to go too far here. So we're getting into the replay here. So again, we will be jungling from the start. Oh, we're gonna go into the jungle here. We can go ahead and fast forward. Nobody ends up entering into our jungle. No, none of our camps end up getting blocked, to my memory. And what we're gonna do here is again, we're gonna follow for the most part. We're gonna follow for the most part the guide from the part 1 educational and the rotation. We will be doing the Hellborn side here. So again, in part 1, you guys got to see the Legion rotation. Now we're going to get a chance to see the Hellborn rotation, which is not going to be too much different. We'll start on the easy camp here. We'll attack the creeps down here. We do not buy any items again. We're going to be buying a first item bottle. So right after we finish the first camp, we're going to buy a bottle, and we're going to have the bottle sending out to us. Then we're going to go ahead and stack the 2 middle camps here. So at 53, we will attack the hard camp, then the medium camp as we get our bottle delivered to us. And we will go back over to the easy camp here. Work on the easy camp. And then once we finish the easy camp, we're going to kill this entire camp. We're going to start working on just the little creeps here in the hard camp, as that is all we have time for before we can make it back to base in time to stack our next camps. So we move the saws backward after aggroing the camp here. We use all our bottle sips. We're going to kill the Gotars, and then we're going to go back to base. So we have about 200 or so gold, a little bit more. We're going to buy a health pot and a teleport. So we're going to go into the fountain here. As soon as we get into the fountain and we start regenning, we are going to immediately TP to the tier 2 tower here. We're going to continuously bottle sip while we are regenning. And we're going to be stacking both these camps, and then we will be taking the runes. So, I will actually put it on my perspective here. 1 second. So, as you guys can see, we see their mid laner, and we see that they are running a dual lane top, and they are also running a dual lane bottom. So we know that we can get this rune. No one is here to contest it from us. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw the saws down as we stack at 53 and then 56 more or less. We're going to throw the saws down here in the middle to deal some damage. So we utilize some of our bottle sips. We move the saws a little bit. We get some damage in, and then we're going to pull the saws back as we bottle up for the rune. And then we will be working on our medium camp here, which is going to be the first stack we're going to take. We pull the camp out to about here, and then we will throw the saws down. We're going to use our health potion. We're going to run in circles until we hit level 3. We need to kill enough small creeps, and we use a bottle sip in between. We get level 3. We immediately level 1,000 cuts level 2. Again, if you guys are unsure about the skill build, we're going to be maxing out 1,000 cuts. And then as we're about to finish the camp, we're going to use our Veiled Rot, and we're going to throw the saws over to the hard camp. So, really important here. I actually ended up making a minor mistake. So what I'm going to show to you guys here in the guide is that you can still make mistakes. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's gonna slow us down a little bit, but it's not going to make or break the rotation, so to speak. It's not going to make us have a bad game or anything. What I end up doing here is I do not kill the last Wild Hunter in time. I wanted to be as efficient as possible, and I made a slight mistake by not attacking there. So I wanted to attack, and I ended up leaving the Wild Hunter with one hit, which means this camp is not going to respawn. So it's going to have one creep in it. It's not going to respawn. I made a mistake, but it's not going to be the end of the world. So in a way, I'm kind of happy that that a mistake was made here to show you guys that we're still going to be doing relatively fine. So we're going to kill this triple hard camp with a Veiled Rot that we sent out to ourselves before killing this triple medium camp. And we're going to hit level 5 here at the 3-minute mark. Now again, in the part 1 educational, we did not get a Vagabond leader. I believe it was something like double Vulture Lord and Minotaur, something similar. So we were able to pull this camp out and kill it outside the spawn. When you get a Vagabond or a Catman champion, you are not able to do that same thing. So we have to kill this in the spawn. Thus we will have one less camp to work with. So we're going to kill this camp here again. We're going to get level 5. We're going to open up from the Veiled Rot, which is about to expire in 1 second. We kill that creep, we get level 5. We have just enough mana here to kill the easy camp before we go back to base. So we're going to go ahead and kill the easy camp. Once we have level 5, we start to kill the camps rather quickly, and we sent ourselves Striders. So now we can go back to base quicker, and we will send ourselves a TP as well. And we're going to be TPing back to the jungle here. So we TP, same as last time, we TP back to this camp, and we are back to full with bottle sipping through the teleport timing window. And now this is the only camp we will have to stack here. So this is the only thing I have to stack, but if I didn't make an error, I would have this camp and this camp to stack. So what you would do in its place is throw the saws at 53 and then move this way and throw the saws back at 56, and you would stack both camps and then you would take the route. So that's what I should be doing here, but again I made an error. So we will only be stacking the one camp. We don't even need to use any mana due to there not being another camp to stack. We're going to hold the top rune here. So really important. Um, only the first rune is really necessary on Chi. Again, I have a full bottle, and that's why we go back to base. We don't have to be so rune dependent post the first 2-minute rune. My offlaner is camping the bottom rune. He goes ahead and takes it, which is fine because the real rune spawns here. And my mid laner, who's having a very good time middle, he wants to take that rune, and I'm completely fine with giving him that rune, because it's going to mean that he's going to be able to control his lane even further. So what I do here is very important. I do not actually take the rune. I hold the rune, and I even guard it for him to make sure that he can get it. This is going to help him in the long run more than it would help me, because I don't necessarily need to refill my bottle here. So we're going to go ahead, give him that rune, and then we're going to go back into the jungle. If we had the stacked camps here, we would take a little bit more damage, but we only have the 2 single camps to work on, so we're just going to use our bottle sips. We kill the hard camp first, and then we slowly kill the medium camp. Again, we're getting close to being level 6, and this is about to be the timing window where we want to start to set up our first gank of the game. So once we get to around the 5 to 5.5 minute mark, we want to set up our first gank, so we're going to be moving there very shortly. So instead of stacking these camps, I'm going to be killing them because I want to make my first rotation as quickly as possible. So I'm not going to make any double or triple stacks here. I'm going to kill these camps and I'm going to go back to base. So here I am level 6 and 3/4, 6 and 2/3. If I had that stacked medium camp and did not make an error, I would be level 7 here by 455, which is really, really impressive. So again, I should be level 7 here. So I'm going to try to kill an easy camp to try to get that level 7. I'm being a little bit greedier than I should be. I really wanted that level 7, but unfortunately, I'm still not level 7. So we're going to have to make do with being level 6 here. Again, I made 1 or 2 errors in this rotation. But again, it's not going to be the end of the world. So what we're going to do now is we have our Veiled Rod available to us. We have a Lodestone in the off lane who's doing really well. He's level 5, and they have a Moon Queen carry, which is arguably a very greedy carry. This is our timing to Veiled Rot before the Moon Queen hits level 6. I talked about in the part 1 educational how if we wait till 6 minutes, that we're most likely letting the enemy carry get their ultimate. But if we can get the gank between the 5 and 5.5 minute mark, it means that they're not gonna or they're not gonna be as close to having their level 6. So I have to wait here for him to have his rocket drill back up, but this is more or less a really easy gank to kind of execute because we have a lot of damage between Lodestone having head smash and a stun, and then I have my ultimate and my slow and my saws. So we're both in a flanking position. Moon Queen is alone. And we're going to go ahead and open here with the slow and the stun. We use the Chi ultimate, the Ancestral Assault. I throw the saws down. And we have already made our presence felt in the game here. It ends up being almost at the 6 minute mark. But the Moon Queen did use her ultimate. And we killed her. We stopped her from free farming. So if we look at the GPM chart, we have jungled for the first 5 minutes. We're level 7. We've killed the enemy carry, and we are the highest gold per minute hero in the game. I cannot stress to you guys the importance of how well we are doing in terms of not only controlling the game for our team, we controlled runes for our mid laner, we controlled the enemy carry by shutting him down, and we've also given our team a golden XP advantage. So we're already doing a really excellent job here so far. And now what we can do is we can camp the bottom rune. We can even rotate into the jungle because we know they're running a free farmed carry. And what we will find here is that they have already started stacking the jungle for their carry. So I'm going to go ahead and try to be sneaky here. Now again, I'm on a ward of sight, which I actually don't know about, but I'm going to buy the health potion here and try to steal their stacks, which does force their Rhapsody to come over and try to deal with me. Now I'm going to be as sneaky as I can to try to steal as much of the stack that I can. And I'm going to take more or less the majority of the stacks. I even forced their Moon Queen to come over here. He's not free farming in his lane right now. And I got about 30 gold per minute increased from stealing the stacks here. So I am level 8 at 6.5 minutes. I've stolen resources from the enemy team. And we're going to make it with perfect timing here to more or less stack our own ancients, which we're going to be later doing. Again, we didn't showcase farming ancients in the guide, but now that we're in a real game, we're going to be looking to utilize triple stacked ancients before the 10-minute mark. So we stack the ancients with the saws. We have plenty of HP and mana where we can go back into the jungle. We've just finished our Ring of Sorcery, and we're going to work on some more jungle camps here. So we're going to work on a couple of camps. And then I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, we're going to go back to base here because we are low. There's no runes coming up. We'd have to wait for about 30 seconds. We could look to go into the jungle, but we're on like 200 health, so it's just better to go heal and then stack the ancients, grab another veiled rot, and then do the ancients. So something I did here, which is unique kind of to this game, this is not something I do every game, is I bought a Word of Revelation and a Word of Sight. Now, the Word of Revelation, due to Rhapsody following me on the stacks, I have a good idea that they have a ward either here or here, somewhere in the area, because they reacted to me almost instantly. And I'm going to try to see if I can counter that ward because it most likely got placed either a few minutes into the game or it was a brand new ward. So what I'm going to do here now, again, I'll show you guys my perspective. We do not have any vision, and I want to make sure that they don't have any chance to steal my stack of me doing the ancients, and we don't have any wards top or mid, so I'm going to go ahead and buy a ward. And this is fine, it doesn't cost you too much to place a ward to protect yourself while farming a stack camp. It's really important that we get this triple stack, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to stack this camp. We'll camp the bottom rune as the 8-minute rune is coming up, and then we'll go ahead and continue farming here. So we get a double damage rune. We're not going to need that for the ancients, but we can use it for later. Maybe we'll gank the Moon Queen again. We go ahead, we use the Veiled Rot. We throw the saws. So we're on about 900, a little over 900 mana pool with a Veiled Rot. I'll show you guys how much mana you need and how long it takes. So if we actually back up here, I'll show you guys when we start this. So about 809. So 809, and we have 926 mana pool. I'll just speed through this because it's going to take a little while, but I'll show you guys the end result here. So the Dragon Masters, they have magic armor. They take longer than the melee ones do, the Dread Beetles and the Predasaurs. So it is finished here at 8:38. So this was about 29 seconds, and we lost about almost 700 mana. So when you have level 4 of the 1,000 cuts, you need around 30 seconds is a good benchmark. 30 seconds and 700 mana pool to take out a triple ancient stack. And we are now level 9, so we're two-thirds or so to level 10. And we were previously level 8, so we gain a full level of XP here. Good gold boost. We're up to 440 gold per minute. And now we have enough mana. We have a Ring of Sorcery, which we're actually going to save for our Lodestone. We see that he's missing mana. We want to set up another gank on the Moon Queen with him. So we're going to go ahead, give him mana. And then we're going to set up another gank here. So he's going to open up, stun the Moon Queen. And then we assist for the remaining extra bit of damage. Again, we had our ultimate, so if we didn't get the kill there right away, we would have had more damage to work with. And then he's going to go back to base, and I'm going to take over the lane here. So I'm level 10 now from the gank, and we've already killed the Moon Queen twice. So this was a free farming Moon Queen. Again, this is a Diamond and Legendary game. Everyone in the game is Diamond and Legendary, so it's more or less a relatively high-rated TMM game. And we've stopped the Moon Queen from free farming. He's only 326 gold per minute. Compare that to our entire team. We're farming the top here at 480 due to the kills and the ancient stacks. We have our mid laner on almost 400 gold per minute. By the way, Volka, best Tort player in Han. Shout out to him for having a good game here as well. And then our carry is Dhampir in the top lane, who's 350. So due to us killing the Moon Queen, he's got higher GPM than the he's got higher GPM than the Moon Queen here. So I'm going to throw the counter ward here. Again, I was late. The ward did expire. So I'm going to say, okay, there's a good chance that they don't see me coming in here. I can be sneaky. The Moon Queen is dead right now. And I'm going to get a ward down, I believe. Even bought an Ophelius Pact here to try to be a little bit more aggressive with my warding, which I don't do every single game, but I see that they have stacks once again. So I'm going to be sneaky and steal the snacks. And this is really important because, again, I'm denying resources to the enemy team. And there's nothing Moon Queen can do to take these while she's dead, of course. So I'm going to take them, and then I'm going to TP out. And they're going to be pretty sad that they don't have their Ancients anymore. So I'm level 11 now. Almost 500 gold per minute. And we're having an amazing game so far. We're going to go for Portal Key as our next item. Again, I talked about the build up here, the Bottle, Striders, Sorcery Ring. We go into Portal Key. This allows us to be mobile and gank with our team, which we have lots of stuns in our team to set up ganks. Currently, my mid laner is ganking top, so I'm going to take over the mid lane. Whenever you can get an open lane, it's really good because you can split push, make the enemy team kind of address you, and then you can go back into the jungle. So we'll see what I do here. I think I go back into the jungle and work on some stacks, or work on some jungle camps. I'm getting really close to my Portal Key. So we'll take out some jungle here. Again, we're going to go into Portal Key as the next item. It'll help us with working with our teammates for more ganks. So we need about 350 or so gold here. I was a little late to stack the Ancients, so unfortunately didn't have the Ancient stacks. But I believe I did see the Rhapsody place this ward, because I had a ward here. So this is another benefit to us placing wards for ourselves. We can also sometimes find the enemy wards. So we're helping out our support here as well. And now that I know that they don't have a ward here and I just countered their ward, I'm feeling really confident that Moon Queen can't see me rotating into her jungle. So I can try to set up another gank on her. So the Lodestone and I were going to say, hey, let's see if we can find the Moon Queen. We know the camps are missing here. There's a good chance she's farming these two camps. And we're going to spot her, I believe, once again. And we see there another kill. This is the third kill on the Moon Queen. Another stack we're going to try to steal here. And it's just been a really poor game for Moon Queen due to us working really well with the Lodestone. We get the blink here at under 12 minutes. I think I even blocked a camp to kind of make them think maybe that we have a word there, but which we don't. Little mind games that you can do. But there's a regen rune here. We're actually not going to go for the rune because we want to set up a kill. So there is the armor being removed from Lodestone, and we set up another kill. Now we're a serial killer. We're 500 gold per minute. So we're going for the regen rune, and we see that it actually gets stolen, which means we know somebody smoked, and we're going to blink away. So although we didn't get the rune, we broke the smoke of adrenaline. More or less kind of gave information to our team. Saw the rotation. I think I'm going to wait here and stack the Ancients, because there is nothing to work on in my own jungle. So Dhampir is farming in the jungle. That's another thing that this allows us to do. We don't have to soak too much from our carry. And we can look to set up a gank here. Perhaps with our mid laner. I think we're going to get the catcher. So we use our portal key, we blink in. We control the adrenaline, who is maybe going to survive. I almost got my slow off here. The Luna does get away. But we see Moon Queen really low on life with the Ward of Sight here. Gonna hit him with the Chi ultimate. And then we blink in. We get him with the Crippling Puncture, the disarm. So again, this is the third or fourth time we've killed the Moon Queen this game. And we continue to steal resources away. So we've warded, we've stole resources, we've ganked and killed their carry. We're the top farmer in the game still. We're just continuing to have an amazing game here. And then every time Lodestone goes to set up kills with the rest of the team, we can start to split push. Again, this is one of the big strengths of Chi. He can split push really effectively. So we have our mid laner. He's on an onslaught streak. He ends up dying, but again, they're making pressure across the map. Top lane is not doing well as well. We're on a 13-3 lead. You guys can already see the big golden XP lead that we have. The Legion side didn't run a jungler, and we did, so we have 4 players more or less with farm, whereas they're only supposed to have 3. They have 2 supports that are really underwhelming, and that's going to give us a huge advantage now. So we're going to split push this tower. We'll go ahead and we'll fast forward a little bit here. I think there's a little bit of a pause in the action. And then we continue to farm their jungle, take resources from them. I think we even stacked that. We're actually gonna farm this with the remainder of our mana. We have just enough mana, and we should have spell shards now, I believe. So we have a 15-minute spell shards on top of a 12-minute portal key. We're gonna be looking to max out the spell shards. This is gonna be a great damage assistance for us early game. We have Shaman Cedrus on Gladiator, Shaman Cedrus on Adrenaline. So they're tankiest heroes. We're gonna have armor penetration against them. So I think here's where I'm going to make one of my second mistakes of the match. The first one being the missed stack or killing of this camp here in early game, which didn't result in us getting level 7 for doing our first gank in the bottom lane. So here we have a hasted adrenaline. I did a really greedy play here to try to deny him the regen rune, and I end up paying for it as he almost ended up falling. Really, really greedy play by me. Again, I was feeling really confident here, but we're gonna end up dying, and Lodestone trades himself for a kill. So we'll go ahead and we'll fast forward here. We'll fast forward a little bit. So we respawn. We'll see what we do next. So we are back alive. We're gonna go into the bottom lane here. But again, we don't want to take away farm from our cores if we can help it. So we're going to go back into the Legion part of the map to continue to create pressure so Dhampir can farm our jungle. And I believe we were spotted on a ward, so this ward actually does not see our ward, so really sneaky ward that we... Actually, this was placed by Lodestone. Really nice ward from him. I think I even placed the same ward in the beginning. So we continue to create pressure by pushing the bottom lane. Our top lane is creating pressure up there, so we just kind of keep them kind of pinned on their side of the map, which allows us to steal resources. We're both kind of taking shared space here, which is really good. And then we have the jungle being utilized by our top lane and our mid laner, who's also kind of working with us at the moment. So we split push here. and then we have kind of a fight brewing here. Let me just back this up. So we're gonna be backing up our Torture, who's gonna run into more or less all of them. He's gonna kill the Rhapsody first. Lodestone gets a good stun, and we do kill the Gladiator here. The Adrenaline ultis. We're going to try to hold our ground here in the Adrenaline ulti. Torture's gonna survive here with the Dreamcatcher, and we're gonna be able to kill 4 players here with just 3 of us. We lose Lodestone, and even if we lost Torture there, honestly, it would have been worth it, but he did survive due to the Gnomes and the Dreamcatcher. He was really tanky. So again, Volca, best Torture in Han, don't forget it. He played an amazing game here. But with all this space, our carry has just been able to really overtake the farm compared to Moon Queen. So Moon Queen's really struggling, Dampier 3-0, and again, a lot of that's due to the pressure we were able to make. So a lot of the damage has already been done. I mean, this is almost 20,000 golden XP lead in a more or less high TMM game. You guys can kind of see how the impact that the early rotations and the great farming speed in the first few minutes of the jungle has kind of propelled us to be in a really good position here. So we're just going to continue to split push now. We're finishing the level 3 spell shards, which I believe we're having delivered to us, and we just continue to do the same thing. We sit in their jungle, we're really disruptive. We have a portal key, so we're really evasive. The only thing that really catches us is either the showdown from Gladiator or the Adrenaline ulti, so we just have to kind of play around not getting caught and just being disruptive, and then working with our initiators to set up kills on the Moon Queen and the Gladiator and whatnot. And the Adrenaline. So again, we get the spell shards level 3, and we're just going to go for Sheepstick now. We have an Invis rune we're setting up on the Moon Queen here. We're going to try to wait till his team support kind of leaves him. And I think we are going to kill the Moon Queen here. He's going to stun, go in with the ulti, and even with a Luna stunning there, you guys can see that the damage is just way too much. We more or less one-shot a Moon Queen with 1300 HP, so between Lodestone and Chi, way too much damage for a carry to face. So yeah, now we're just kind of continuing to farm, split push, and create pressure and work on our Sheepstick. So we can kind of fast forward this a little bit. You guys can see we split push the tower here. I believe we picked up the Acolyte staff here to the sheep. And oh, hold on, we will back this up. So we see Moon Queen here. Witchslayer is going to go in. And I didn't have ultimate here, but it's not going to be needed. We had enough disables. And unfortunately for Lodestone, we have to kind of sack him there. It's in the base, a bit too far. But we do get another kill on Moon Queen, so it's worth it. And we just continue to farm again. It's going to kind of be the trend here, I believe, for the majority of the ending of the game. Is we're just going to be kind of flash farming, split pushing bottom lane, creating pressure, and working on the Sheepstick. Again, we're almost 600 gold per minute. This is an amazing Chi game. We had a couple of mistakes, but again, you're allowed a few mistakes in every single game, right? So you can still make mistakes and still have a relatively solid performance. So find the camps here. So push the bottom lane. Again, we can join our team. So what we're going to do here is we are going to join in the mid fight, which ends up being kind of turning into a dive. Again, we don't want to dive any towers as Chi. We're not really too tanky. So we always want to play in position. Torture, I believe, dies here. I think we're going to be able to pick off the Moon Queen once again. Again, that's always going to be our target for our Ancestral Assault this game. And we just keep throwing the saws down. And we cleaned up about 4 of them. So now we want to go for the Aluna here. So we get the full Genocide. I believe we are 1 piece away from the Sheepstick. I think we're going to have like a 25-minute sheep or something. Should be really close here. Okay, actually we need 1 more piece. So it's going to be like a 20, maybe 27-minute sheep, which is really good. Go ahead and blink in there, help for the kill. There's the sheepstick, so it actually ends up being a 25-minute sheepstick. So we have Sorcery Ring, Spell Shards 3, Portal Key, Sheepstick. We're smoking up here, we want to find the Moon Queen. And we see him, I believe, at the base, so we're gonna try to be sneaky here. Again, they kind of see Torture, so we're not being like super sneaky. But we have the Sheepstick now, so if he leaves the base, as long as we don't get caught in the tower, it's more or less a relatively safe kill. And with the help of Torture Stun there, we're able to just burst down the Moon Queen. Again, there's really nothing he can do at this point. He can't come into his jungle, he can't recover. We've controlled that part of the map. So there's more or less no recovery mechanic for him. And yeah, the last few minutes are just going to be us kind of working on the end of the game here. So a lot of this is going to be kind of overtime, but you guys can see this is what we can do. The damage has been done. And again, just to kind of reiterate some more points about the Chi, you know, I was able to showcase to you guys in this part 2 educational when and how we're gonna farm, and when or how we're gonna take out stacks, when we're gonna stop jungling, when we're going to move and make rotations with our team, how we utilize Veiled Rots for either triple stack farming the Ancients, the hard camp in the early game, or even setting up smoke plays with our team. We're going to be Veiled Rotting non-stop when we play Chi. It's Veiled Rot is going to be our friend. And then how we split push lanes, we throw the saws and we can kind of play really safe by running away. The saws have a really long leash range. So I think we hold our ground here in the Adrenaline ult. Again, a lot of this is more or less overtime. You guys can see from the GPM chart, we are way ahead. We're at this point 40k ahead. So this is more or less just the game kind of slowly concluding here. But so if the game were to have continued, I would have replaced the bottle for a Restoration Stone. So I am going for the Restoration Stone as my last item. I'm not going to go for a post haste this game because I do not need it, but you could alternatively go for a post haste for extra mobility. So I get the Sustainer delivered to me, have a little bit extra regen. I would obviously buy the next parts for the Restoration Stone following that. But yeah, I mean, you guys can definitely see the power that Chi can bring to the table and to your team. If you run him in the jungle, you kind of alleviate a lot of the weaknesses that Chi has, which are his early game. And due to having high XPM early game, we're really able to kind of capitalize on that and do a lot of stuff with our team. So it's a really fun hero. I think the jungling aspect of the hero is really cool and unique. That might be refreshing to a lot of you guys. It's something new that you might not have seen previously. Here we're gonna have a little bit of fun. I think everyone knows the game's kind of at that point, so everyone's kind of toying with each other a little bit. But yeah, this one's gonna more or less conclude here. We'll fast forward a little bit more, kind of slowly grind it out here. I may have gotten another kill or something, I can't remember. So we get the Restoration Stone before the game is actually over. We have a Sheepstick again. We're extremely scary. So yeah, we finished the game. I mean, again, this is a little bit skewed. We're almost 700 gold per minute, but again, before we kind of started breaking the base, we were like a little bit under 600 gold per minute, I think. So that kind of tells the story in itself. We get a nice Chi ultimate here. I don't think we got any kills, but we did a ton of damage there. So again, that's gonna do it. That's going to finish off the game. And I hope this really showcased to you guys that Sheik has a lot of potential. If you're able to execute him really well, you can definitely make a lot of impact for your team. Again, if your teammates have disables, it makes it a lot easier. You're able to make those rotations a little bit more smoothly. If if those disables aren't there, it'll be a little bit more difficult. You might miss a kill sometimes, but it's always good to create pressure. Slowing down the enemy carry from farming, even if they have to buy regen or go back to base and then take a pause from their free farm lane, it's still going to be good to make those early rotations. So that's all I have for you guys for the part two educational here. Um, I hope you guys did enjoy the part two, and I thank you all for watching. And as always, see you guys in the next Jungle Educational.